guys, thanks for joining us. Oh, by the way, thanks for joining us on Starting 11 this week. I'm Mr. Snark. Mr. Snark to you guys. Notes man over here. Fares Muthana, the one and only. Fares, how you doing?
I'm doing good, y'all. I'm doing good. We
Mhm.
are on one of the best soccer shows in the world. You name it. What is it?
Starting 11.
You know it.
The voice of an angel.
I'ma need a day off. I think.
It cut off. I hope that was just me freezing up and not the whole thing, because you got to hear
No,
that
just
song.
you. Just you.
Okay, good. All right. You want to talk match week 9 in the English Premier League? The match week where nothing ever happened and nothing's pretty boring.
Yeah,
Boring
it's
stuff.
pretty quiet. A massive club did nothing new. Didn't do something amazing and catastrophic.
Well, we'll see. Well, let's jump out of order a little bit. We'll be like what's this, like Pulp Fiction or something like that. We're gonna jump out of order a little bit. Let's go to West Ham 2, Manchester United 1 at the London Stadium. Let's jump away from the first half because there's things that happen. First half, like maybe United played probably their best half of football they did all year, and were absolutely snake bitten. I think the word Ten Hag at the end of the match was unlucky. I'd say that would be putting it mildly. When Bruno Fernandes puts in Diego Dallo and he puts it over,
Just skies it, bro. Just skies
like
it,
just to be Fabianski, all he has to do is pass it in. What was he trying to do?
I don't know. I think for a moment he was like, you know what, guys? My name is Diego Maradona, not Diego Dallo.
Yeah, he wants to go bar down with the net empty or something
Exactly.
like that. Ridiculous. Anyways, let's jump ahead to the 76th minute. We got I always have a hard time pronouncing this man's name. Crenso Somerville. Somerville's the easy part. Let's just say Somerville. Somerville gets a nice little tap in from a Danny Ings pass. United goes ahead.
I believe he plays in CONCACAF. Somerville. I think he's a CONCACAF player. I think he represents the country of Suriname.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah. A lot of the Dutch dual nationals, a lot of them are from Suriname as well.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of Dutch nationals who could play for Suriname, which could bolster CONCACAF.
Yeah, well, Canada's in a good spot right now. It's going to
they are. Yes, they are.
Well, they're going to, a little competition. Anyways, yes, Somerville scores. Nice pass from Danny Ings, put them ahead. Casemiro.
Oh, no. He's still a Dutch international. Sorry.
There. Casemiro is the one to level it. Casemiro scores for United. What's this? Is like third goal for United? Something like
that. Yes.
Something like that. Nice pass from off the head and in. I think it was Josh Zirkzee. That Zirkzee that got it over to him. Yeah. So here we go. To the second, everything's falling apart. I got a puppy attacking. So I got a wife attaching a flag here, trying to hide her way out. So funny.
Hi, Tanya.
Fair says hello. Yeah, we got a 13-week-old puppy here. He likes grabbing things. Okay. So let's go to the 90. Was it the 92nd minute? Second minute of extra time. This is ridiculous. Danny Ings runs into Matthias de Ligt in the box. De Ligt does no motion. He's standing his ground. De Ligt goes into him. There may have been a brush. Ings jumps 3 feet in the air, crashes to the ground, rolls around. No calls made. David Coote says, this is ridiculous. What are you doing? Unfortunately for Manchester United, the guy in the VAR booth is one of the most inept MFers to ever work in a professional sport. And Michael Oliver, probably one of the more corrupt as well. But, we can't prove that. We can prove he's inept. That's easy. He doesn't know how to do
I
his job.
honestly, I generally think he is a corrupt. He's one of the corrupt ones. I
Yes.
generally think he is one of those because I'm sorry, like I get being bad at your job, Rob.
Yeah.
I get it, but he's beyond bad.
Yeah,
Like bad to a point where I'm like, bro, what? And then when you're telling me the United Arab Emirates is paying you to come to their country and ref games and teach refs and do all this, and then you're allowed to ref games involving Manchester City and Manchester City's main rivals.
Yeah, in the title races. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like,
and that they pay him $20,000 a match.
Exactly.
Or £20,000 a match. 20,000 pounds.
Yeah, man. So honestly, like, I don't like Manchester United. I generally hate them so much.
This is the one thing I'm thinking. How can this be corrupt? Who does this help? Who did this help?
Nobody.
If you think you have corruption, there has to be helping somebody.
It's two bottom half. It's not even like mid-table teams. These aren't mid-table teams.
Yeah.
These are bottom dwellers in the league this year.
Yeah,
bottom
West Ham's
dwellers.
Going to go to 13th. Man U's going to fall to 14th. Like, who cares?
Exactly. Like these are bottom dwellers, and like I just think he did it for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Honestly, honestly think he screwed over Manchester United just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, he got an extra $5 or whatever just so City can laugh a little bit more at United.
I generally think so because, bro, that was nonsense, bro.
Ridiculous. Unbelievable. Like to think that this is the same man who saw Doku karate kick McAllister in the chest and say there wasn't enough contact for a foul.
Mm-hmm.
To say that was enough contact for a penalty in the second minute of extra time. I have no more words. Well, I have tons of words, but I have no idea how to string them together into a complete sentence. Yeah. Ridiculous. Anyways, Jared Bowen scores it, of course.
Yeah.
You weren't good. Yeah, Jared Bowen scores. Yeah, no problem. So, what does this mean? Oh, yeah. The one thing I wanted to bring up with this, of course, to change your mind, there has to be a clear and obvious error. I would like to know what that error was.
I'm generally baffled. I'm generally on where the error was. There was no error.
Yes.
Even in slow motion, when I would watch it in slow motion, I'm like, well, one, the West Ham player hits it with his hand.
Yeah.
He hits a handball. So I don't care of contact. That's a handball. And Delict is like, he hit it. It's hit his hand. I was like, I agree with you, Matthias. I agree with you. Even, oh my God, I'm defending Manchester United. This is disgusting. I'm disgusted with myself.
I don't know if I hate a team more in the Premier League than United.
Yeah.
I also hate West Ham. I hate them both. I have
why do you hate West Ham? I know they're in London, Rob.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
Why would you hate them?
It's just generational now. It's just
I understand why Frank Lampard hates them.
No, he loves them.
He despises them, actually. Fun fact about Frank Lampard. I'm watching this. I'm watching this podcast.
Okay.
That there's this woman named Christine Lampard, and it took me an episode to figure out that that's Frank's wife. It threw me off. Shout out to Frank. He likes his women. He likes his coffee. Irish.
There you go. Lamps is a hell of a man.
Yes.
Done a little dirty, but what are you gonna do? That was 2 years ago. He's over it. I think. So after the match, Ten Hag again, said it was they were a little unlucky, and that they're gonna get themselves back together here and stuff like that. They'll turn things around.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Ineos went to bed as a group. Decided that next morning that his services no longer required. Unfortunately for you and I, many fans around the great Premier League of England, it's a sad day. Ten Hag is his era is over. I believe even before, like after on Saturday, I messaged Adelia, and I think I said that I wish that I wish that Ten Hag would stick around for another 50 years. And this is
Yes.
before the firing and stuff like that. I wish he would have
Mhm.
stayed forever. That would have been great. No, no such luck for us. Ten Hag's done. They've already, I guess they've looked over into Portugal and they've looked at triggering the 10 million euro release clause on Ruben Alvarez. Be interesting. But here's the thing. It's still going to be the same players.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Yeah. And he plays like a 3-4-3.
Yes, he does.
What, like, yes. Okay, great. Yeah, you know, it's attacking football. I'm sure it'll
Mhm.
look fine and stuff like that. They're going to get killed. They're going to get killed. Who are you going to put on the back line?
Do they even have three center backs mobile enough to run the three back? Because you gotta be, you gotta have some center backs who can cover a lot of ground. If you're counting that the two,
and their midfield's terrible. How are their mid? Oh, it's gonna be.
How are you?
This may work great.
No,
this
Rob,
may work great for us. This may work great for everybody.
It's gonna work great for us, but the problem is here, Rob. Like in that system, you're gonna have to have 2 6s.
Yep.
Who are your 6s? Kobe Mainu, Manuel Ugarte. Those are your 6s.
Maybe we'll put Mason Mount back there.
He's not a 6.
Hey, I know. I'm trying to think of something. Who knows?
He's like an 8, right? He's like an 8.
Yeah,
Like 8.
He's more forward, but
Yeah.
he can't play forward with them either. He sucks.
Yeah, like
so you got to put him somewhere. They're paying him enough money.
And your best player is a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you gonna put Bruno Fernandes? Where?
Yep.
Where? Like where? You're gonna play him as a false 9 striker, but then where are you gonna do Rasmus Højlund in Xerxes? Like who are your wings? And I'm not talking about the wings of the 3 up front. I'm talking about the wings in the middle. Are you going wing backs or are you going another midfield? Like what are you doing? Where are you putting Marcus Rashford?
This is all fascinating stuff. Lucky for me, I don't get this outlet. And of course, Alvarez isn't as yet confirmed. I think
they're finalizing it, but
they had the here we go and stuff like that by Fabrizio. So it's going to happen.
That dude, I don't know when. That dude's ruined soccer information forever. I hate that guy.
Oh my god. So okay, so I don't know if he's in charge. Chelsea is the actual team that they play next. Mm-hmm. Well, in the Premier League.
Yes, it'll be Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Yeah, if not, it's going to be Ruud van Nistelrooy, who is on the squad already. So there's not going to be much of a change there.
No, not really.
So yeah, Chelsea historically not great at Old Trafford, but maybe this is the year we can actually take 3 points. If Alvarez comes in, you know, and they get that new coach bump, then I'm a little more skeptical of the points.
Also,
but hopefully this is the year. This is going to be the year.
Well, also this is what Ruud literally was waiting for. Yeah. Ruud was the head coach of PSV.
Mm-hmm.
He was the manager of PSV. Then he left. Either he didn't agree with Ernie Stewart with something, or he didn't agree that they hired Ernie Stewart to be the sporting directors. But he left. So he was actually a head coach of a major European club. I know the club is in the Eredivisie. I know. But what Peter Bosz has done with some of the players that Ernie Stewart has brought in, they're 10-0-0.
Yeah.
They're undefeated. I know it's the Eredivisie, but being undefeated is a feat.
Right.
So you don't leave the head coaching job of one of the premier Dutch giants who produces players who people pick from PSV, Ajax, Feyenoord, you know, just like Erik ten Hag. He was at Ajax. You don't leave and then become an assistant on a staff of a person you don't really know. People think they know each other just because they're Dutch. That's not true. How do you know that they know each other?
There's only 14 people in Holland.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently there's only 20.
Everyone's a neighbor in Holland.
Yeah. And 3 of them, and they all know who Ruud Gullit is. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you know, they all visit Marco van Basten's house. You know what I mean? They get mad at Dennis Bergkamp. You know, it's you know, it happens. So he was hired to be his assistant.
Yeah.
So you don't go from head coach at PSV to assistant. You just don't, unless you think he isn't long for this world.
Yeah.
Like you had to see this. You had to see this. And my biggest issue with this, I'm not trying to defend Manchester United, but this board, this new whatever, they're a bunch of imbeciles.
Ineos?
Yeah,
Oh, you mean when fans take over your club or whatever? It's not always the best.
They should have fired him in before the summer. They let him stay, and he spent more money on players that aren't working.
Yep.
Mazraoui, De Ligt, Ugarte. Their crown jewel of their transfer class, Rob, is an 18-year-old center back who got injured.
Yep.
He's not playing. And then the previous year, you basically spent 90 million on Rasmus Højlund.
They spent $60 million on Mason Mount.
Rasmus Højlund, Rob, who barely broke double-digit goals at Atalanta, which is funny, Rob. Let me tell you why that's actually a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because strikers, when they go to Atalanta with Gianpiero Gasperini,
yep,
Matteo Retegui, Gianluca Scamacca, Adamo Lukman, they score goals. He barely did.
Yep.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it's a huge problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could have had Florian
Garnacho that you're not doing anything with Rashford. Yeah, it is a mess at Old Trafford. I am here for it, but
I love it too.
Yeah, we got to move around. We got to move on.
Okay.
There's more. There's probably more misery for you coming up. Don't worry. Quick check-in over at Leicester. They lose 3-1 to Forest. Ryan Yates scoring for Forest in the 16th. Jamie Vardy. Seems to be a couple of ageless wonders this week getting goals. He scores that. He gets his 4th. Chris Woods, though, 2 more for Forest in the second half to beat his former club. 7 in the league now for Forest.
European places.
Goals for Chris Woods too. There you go.
Yeah. Shout out to them, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to, but also too, man.
Considering all the crap that was going on last year, and they had to switch coaches, and they had that ref consultant in, and they were fighting with the league, and they had all those points taken away and stuff like that. It's fun to see them doing well.
Snark. Not any ref consultant. It was Mark Clattenburg.
Yeah.
Clattenburg be talking out of his ass on TV. I love him sometimes. I'm like, you don't know, you don't believe half the shit he just said. You don't believe half the shit he said. Him and Howard Webb. Yo, I listened to that Howard Webb interview.
Howard Webb
overlap.
is the worst thing to happen to English football.
I heard when he was on the overlap. Well, I'm just sitting there like, bro, you don't believe anything you're saying right now. You two-faced.
He believes the check is going to clear. The check is going to clear. That's what he believes.
Like you're talking about a Mike Riley disciple.
Yeah.
All right. Let's not talk about integrity here when your role model is Mike Riley. Okay.
Oh boy. Boy.
I got things to say about Mike Riley, but I hold that to myself.
Yeah. Geez. All right. That's fine. Okay. Watch for our special on Mike Riley coming soon to the network. All right. Everton, Fulham. What were you saying before? Fulham is the best worst team in the league.
They're the best worst team in the league, man. Like I love them so much because you don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Like Rob, they're even across the boards. I think before this week, I think now they were 3-3-3.
Right. Which is good for them. That's a great record for Fulham.
It's like, what do you expect? Like,
yeah, they're gonna have a parade later.
Yeah.
Iwobi scores in the 61st minute against his old club. You know, he does the proper gentlemanly thing and mute the celebrations, which is nice. And then, another late goal, stoppage time. Ashley Young, real nice little short cross into Beto's head, in tight. Points are shared at Goodison Park, and a little room now for Everton. You know, maybe they won't be going down this year. They didn't look great, but they've been looking better over the last few weeks. So maybe we'll get to see the new Goodison Park next year.
Yeah, maybe.
There's some bad teams in this league right now. 2 good teams, and this was a good match to watch. Was Villa and Bournemouth. Another stoppage time equalizer in this one. And another 12 card performance from Chris Kavanagh. Let's hear it for Chris Kavanagh. Congratulations, buddy. You did it. What a hero. 12 against them. I think there was 11 in that Chelsea match a couple of weeks ago against Forest. Oh, I think he's, they might get like a bounty. Maybe they got like a 30-pound bounty or something like that every time.
How many cards you got to give out?
Exactly. Unbelievable. Kepa was out with an abductor injury in this one too. So was Mark Travers back in. He was really good in this match. He kept them in it. Made 7 saves. The one that beats him, it's scored by the well-traveled, let's say, Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley in his second or third tour of duty with Villa, I guess the goal. But Evan Nilsson, everyone's favorite. Your favorite, isn't it?
No, not my favorite.
From last
I still remember what he did. I still remember what he did to me last year in Champions League.
Well, isn't he the guy that was getting past and then Saliba had to grab? Anyways.
That too.
Yeah. He ties it up in the 96th minute. Trevanier free kick. It was nice to see Travers all the way up in the box too. Like it was that deep into extra time. It was fun. Yeah, 1-1 game. Exciting to watch. People can complain about low scoring games, but when it's like that, it's fun. It was a lot of fun. I didn't even mention 27th minute. All right, your pal Bailey crosses the ball over to Ollie Watkins. The ball is going towards the touchline at the net.
Yeah, it's out of bounds. And then they cut it back to John McGinn.
Yeah, cut it back to John McGinn. He scores.
Yeah.
Was it out of bounds?
It was
in my definition, when I was looking at it, I was thinking, okay, sure. Yeah, like that's out of bounds. When they show the I was going to say the VCR showing my age.
VCR,
the VAR, you could see like the space of the ball and stuff like that. But I'm going back to the World Cup with like what was it, Japan and Germany?
Japan against Germany. Yeah.
So like I thought that you could see like some of the ball over the thing, but maybe there wasn't a clear and obvious error made when they called it outside.
Or
unlike
the World Cup, which has goal line semi-automatic technology, the Premier League.
How do they not have this?
The alleged best league in the world, doesn't have this.
The 9th week of the season, they still don't have it. We got a message here.
EX Gunner 81 with Tyler Adams back. They could get only better. That's true. Tyler Adams did show up in this game. He was rehabbing a back injury that he aggravated.
He's been rehabbing forever.
Yeah, he has been rehabbing forever. But he exacerbated his back injury during I believe Copa America.
Yeah.
Apparently Bournemouth knew he was injured. He knew he was injured, and the U.S. Federation knew he was injured, and they still let him play.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew, I'm like, the U.S. Federation, their head coaches in Bournemouth, they're all run by idiots. They're all run by idiots.
You got a new coach now. That'll be fun. Oh, isn't there like a television show going to start up now with Poch and the American team? I think there is.
Why would that? Why?
I think there's going to be a show. I think with both, actually. I think Emma's going to be on it too.
Well, you know what? To be honest with you, I honestly think the U.S. Federation, their social media presence and their media game and their promotion game, it needs to step up. It's not as good. Like I try to compare it to our equivalent, the English. Their YouTube channels and their YouTube videos of training and the international camps, they're better. They're genuinely better. The individual,
that's all they have. This is all they have. Like in England, this is that and cricket.
Yeah. But the problem is with the U.S. women is them on their own personal stuff, like their own personals. They're fun. They're loving. They're amazing to see. Like their personality shines very well in their individual TikToks and social medias. So the U.S. needs to tap into that. And no offense, but Trinity Rodman, Mal Swanson, and Sophia Smith, they need to be bigger stars, and social media and clips and videos and promotion, you need more. You need more, man. We need more. Same thing, especially for the men, though. The men struggle with that. The women, they can kind of ease up on it. because they're kind of already big, but the men are absolute nobodies in this country.
Nope.
No one, Yunus Munsa could walk down the street and no one would know who the hell he was. Our strikers.
You could say his name and I wouldn't know. I'm just kidding.
Exactly. See, our strikers can walk down the street and no one would know that's Flo Balogun of the U.S. men's national team.
Yeah.
Or that's Ricardo Pepi of the U.S. Like they're nobodies. They're absolute nobodies. Only Christian. Christian may get mobbed, but outside of him, absolute nobodies.
It's only because he played for Chelsea. It's the only reason anybody knows.
Well, he was also part of the Dortmund team, the Dortmund development squad. So yeah.
Well,
he is. I believe he's the second ever American doing the Champions League. So shout out to him.
There you go. Where do you do that? Can't remember. Anyways, let's move on.
Some hellhole.
All right. Moving on. Slobber knocker time. Fares. Oh my God. A 7-goal. You can't say this is a classic, but 7 goals for Brentford and Ipswich Town.
Shout out to Brentford.
Well, they did give up 3 goals to Ipswich. Now,
cares?
Liam Delap starts on the bench. They didn't even play him until the second half. I don't get what's like their best player. I don't think it's even close. It'd be like if Cole Palmer decided, don't play until the 70th minute, for God's sakes. It's like he's on the national team or something like that. Anyways, he starts on the bench, but Brentford goes down too early to Ipswich. Sam Smodics, George Hurst, he's scoring within the first 31 minutes. I guess they scored about 3 minutes apart. Smodics actually misses a great chance to make it 3.
Fighting Ed Sheeran's.
That's a long name, though. You know what I mean?
Fighting Sheeran's?
Yeah, maybe the Sheerans, yeah.
Sheeran's. Yeah,
the Sheeran present dangers. How about that?
Okay. Sure, Rob. Good. That was a movie nerd.
Sheeran present danger.
Yeah, they got Sammy Smodic from I believe, was it Leeds United?
I can't remember where he came from now.
Because he was the top goal scorer in the championship last year. So they brought him up. Or was it, I think it was Norwich.
Norwich Union or just Norwich?
No, Norwich. Like, like.
Yeah. Is it the Canaries?
Yeah, the Canaries, them, yeah.
Yeah.
Blackburn. It was Blackburn. Yeah.
The Rovers. Yeah. Classic. Now,
fun fact about Blackburn, the second ever champions ever for the Premier League.
Yeah, they used to be, relevant.
Yeah,
for a long time. For a long time, they were relevant until everybody else decided to try. As soon as other teams started trying, Blackburn kind of went down the tubes. So there you go. Now, Jon Wissa will get 2 in 2 minutes at the end of the half to put a damper on some things. The first goal, nice goal. That second goal, Muric kind of makes a save, and it looks to me like Harry Clark slides in, kind of grabs the ball with him, and just brings it into the net with him. Ridiculous. And it didn't matter. It went in. Like I don't know how they considered that a goal for Wissa and not just an own goal on Clark. Now, Harry Clark would not have a great second half either. We'll get to that in a second. Brian Mbumo gave the Bees the lead here in the second half from the spot because Harry Clark decided to pull down Keane Lewis Potter in the box. This one, a clear penalty.
Hey man, if Brian Mbumo had hair, people would be talking about him a little bit different.
I love Brian Mbumo. The
problem with Mbumo, he looks like he's 35.
Yeah,
but he's actually 26.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah, crazy. Anyways, so he scores from the spot, no problem. And then 20 minutes after that, it's 3-2. 20 minutes after that, Harry Clark will once again take down Keane Lewis Potter, but this time just outside the box. But he kicks him down. There's a foul. He gets another yellow card. He's sent off. So Ipswich down 1, now down a man. Liam Delap comes on in the 73rd minute.
Mm-hmm.
And he scores. He scores his 5th of the campaign to level it in the 80. I believe it was the 86th minute or something like that. He scores it late. And then with like a minute left in extra time, and like this is the last play that's going to happen in the game. Brian Mbumo puts a cross in towards the net. And looks like, I don't know who he's passing it to, but this is not, there's no way he can say this was going to be a shot.
It was not, man. It was
yeah. It's just a slow.
The goalie messed up. The goalie messed up on this, man.
I think a nice thing to say was Rich failed to track it. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
It's slow. It's so slow. Like someone's got to head this thing. It's like, I think maybe he was in shock that no one got a head to it. Anyways, it finds the bottom corner, goes in. What a heartbreaker of a way to lose for the Tractor Boys. They fought hard.
It was like Mudrik's goal last year against Arsenal, where he
that's
kicks
exactly
it,
who I. That's
and,
exactly
and
what I was thinking.
And he kicks it and he accidentally scored it.
Yeah.
And then shout out to his delusion, where in the press conference he says, "Yeah, I meant to do that." Yeah. And they asked Mikel Arteta, "Oh, he said he meant to do that," and Mikel's like, "He said what?" He said he meant to do that. You telling me that they practiced that?
Yeah.
And then Mikel Arteta's like, "Man, lying ass, shut up." He basically told Mikhailo Mudryk to shut up. He basically told him, like, "You're a liar, shut up." Which he said it more professionally.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with Mikhailo Mudryk. You know what I mean? I'd say sure, Misha, good job.
You don't really mess with people with neck tattoos.
Yeah, well,
they're a little crazy.
Let's say Jesus on them. Yeah.
Jesus?
I think he's seen some things though too.
Yeah, I think he has seen some things.
Yeah. Let's go on to the Etihad, and it's City at home to Southampton. Should be a rout. It should be an absolute destruction. They win 1-0. A goal in the 5th minute.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give Saints credit. They were brave. They defended brave. Lots of goal line clearances and stuff like that. They fought hard. Cam Archer with a great chance to draw a level, and he puts it off the crossbar. Oh, and he had Ederson way out too. I thought for sure this was going in. I was stoked, and then nothing.
Yeah, my favorite thing is you know how they do the graphic before the match of the formations, the alleged formations.
Yeah.
This graphic formation for City where it was a 4-1-4-1.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no that can't be a thing.
They talked about all these players that were missing and stuff like that. I think they were missing I forget how many players, 5 players, 6 players, or something like that. So they had 7 players on their bench, and 2 of them were keepers. They were saying, it's like, look who's on the bench. Okay. Get out of here. Ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I don't. This is still basically their starting 11.
Yeah, they were fine.
Yeah, they're missing
any team starting 11. Any team would have.
Yeah, this is people they didn't have De Bruyne. Man, they haven't had De Bruyne in 2 years.
No, they're not going to have him next year either. He's going.
Yeah. They don't have Rodri. Okay, fine. They don't have Rodri. You have Kovacic. Your entire
the Ballon d'Or winner.
Ridiculous. Shout out to him. Your back line is basically this for most games, minus Nathan Ake.
Right.
You started Rico Lewis instead, but the other 3 members are your starters. So you have your starting goalkeeper, 3 of your starting back line, plus Rico Lewis, who basically plays every game.
Yep.
You have Kovacic, who played with Rodri and sometimes would play when Rodri would come out. Yep. And then you have Bruno Silva, plays every game. Savinho has taken Jeremy Doku's job and Jack Grealish's job. Phil Foden is back. Erling Haaland. This is your starters. And your starters only won 1-0 against Southampton.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Yeah, no, the Saints fought hard,
Not the Russell Martin and the crew.
Yeah. Maybe deserved a little more there. Maybe, City just hasn't looked convincing, have they? Over the last few weeks, they just haven't looked convincing. There's points.
Yeah, man.
Points to lose there.
They got lucky beating Arsenal at home. Yeah, lucky. Got very lucky. Honestly, I don't understand how they're still undefeated in the Premier League. I honestly think it's the it's what I like to call it, the big 3 syndrome in tennis. The big 3, which is being Rafa, Roger, and Novak. Where they would win matches in tennis, before the tennis match even started. They've mentally broke their opponent before they stepped on the field. That's what City does. Even when they're not playing good, teams still say, "Oh, they're going to beat us somehow, some way. Let's not get too helpful." You know, people complain a lot about last year for going to the Etihad and getting a draw, and then this year they go after City at the Etihad. They go after them.
Yep.
You know, Ricardo Calafiori said, "Bang it, we ball. I'm kicking this from a mile away," and he gives it. And they're up 2-1. And I honestly think Arsenal could have. They were gonna keep going after them, and they were gonna beat them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unless until Michael Oliver showed up.
Yep.
Then he remembered, oh snap, it's an Arsenal City game. Let me throw out a red card for nonsense. Or a second yellow, whatever.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that Arsenal match with Liverpool coming up here soon. We're gonna move over quick to Brighton. We're gonna go to South Coast.
South Coast.
Danny Welbeck scores again.
God, of course.
Danny, what's this, his 17th season or something like that, playing Danny Welbeck. Anyways, he scores at the 45-minute mark. 6 goals this year for Danny Welbeck. And then Evan Ferguson will score. It's his first. Remember Evan Ferguson?
Yes.
Remember when people were like, Brighton was fighting off supposedly $60 million advances for Evan Ferguson?
Exactly.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, it's a good bit of business for them. Let's keep him on the bench. He can score a goal in the ninth week. Good job. Anyways,
the saving grace for Irish football, Evan Ferguson.
Yeah, that's the one. And still could be. You know, he's 19, maybe 20 years old now.
Yeah, he's not even legal to drink in America.
He was legal 15 years ago in Ireland.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Brighton's up 2-0. It's 85 minutes gone in the game when Ferguson scores. But
okay, Rob, I just realized something.
Yeah.
You know the Turkish kid, Ferdi Kanajolu from the Euros, the Turkish kid? He's now playing for Brighton. When I was watching the game, I'm like, wait, that's what because I kept looking at him because he was at Galatasaray.
Right.
He was at Galatasaray last year, and he balled out during the Euros. And Arsenal said we would really like to buy him. We didn't get him for some reason, and he went to Brighton.
They have money. They got money.
Oh yeah, they're damn right they got money.
They made some some good sales. Didn't really do much with it, so they had some petty cash laying around. Why not go get some Turkish kid?
Good
for them. But they also have Ryan Aït-Nouri, like I was saying. He gets one back in the 88th minute, and then Matheus Cunha equalizes 3 minutes in extra time. This is moments after Fares. Mats Wiefer blows a 4-on-1 counterattack. For somehow he puts it way too close to Tommy Doyle, who just turns it up, gets it to Cunha. Cunha gets into the box, puts it off John Paul Van Heck's leg, and Wolverhampton Wanderers get their second point of the season. Congratulations to them. They're still terrible, though.
I don't think they're that bad, but they're pretty bad this year.
They're pretty bad.
But are they this bad?
I don't think they're this bad. Of course, I don't think.
You know what I mean?
Bad.
Like.
There's no way they should be this bad, but
you're right.
Nothing's working for them. Except for
literally
now.
nothing is working.
Maybe this is what changes everything. The last 10 minutes of this match is what's going to change everything for Wolves this year. Maybe. They got some work to do. They dug themselves a hole first.
They're bad, man. Yeah. They're really bad. It's insane how bad they are. Really.
They're terrible.
They're terrible.
Let's want to talk about more terrible teams. That should not be terrible.
Yeah.
Another team that's awful right now. I have no idea how, but still better than Spurs on this day because Palace beat Spurs 1-0 to get their first win of the season. So fun. It's a shocker. And yeah,
Also, it was also
JP Mateta with the goal, and
also,
it's off
it was also
it's
also a stinker.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's terrible.
It was horrible.
It's awful.
Mate, the game was bad. Like,
do
Jesus.
you feel a little better for Ollie Glasner? At least he gets a win. If he gets a win, at least it's against Spurs. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him. You know, I mean, that's good for him. But
Spurs had the ball for 2/3 of the game. They had almost a 67% advantage in possession. They managed 3 shots on net. What are they doing over there? That's Ange ball. They're alleged. They're gonna win a trophy though. He guaranteed a trophy this year. So they're winning trophies.
It's Ange ball isn't even working either.
No,
like that's the problem. That's not even working. Where's the high line? Where's I mean, like
it got exposed.
Man, it was.
But yeah, it's not like it's not like Palace was putting these balls in deep, trying to run past them and stuff like that. The goal comes on a screw up. They tried kicking across on their own back line and just a poor pass, and gets picked up and the ball goes in the net. That's how it works. As they probably should have scored another one, but he went offside. The guy has no luck this year.
Yeah,
none. That's fine.
That's what happens when you get rid of your other dynamic forward. And you try to replace.
We talked about that last week. How do you get rid of Olise even for $60 million?
Yeah,
ridiculous. What were we going to do to replace him? You did nothing. You did nothing to replace him. They did nothing.
Yeah.
Azale just handled the load by himself.
Ishmael Sarr supposed to replace him, or you got Eddie and Kedia, but Eddie and Kedia is a 9.
Yeah, that's a totally different spot. Yeah. Exactly. Ridiculous.
Like,
terrible. Need someone in there who knows.
You have a very good midfield, two very good sixes for them though, and Adam Wharton and Jefferson Lerma. Jefferson Lerma being the starting 6 for Colombia.
Mark Gahey is fantastic.
Yeah,
he deserves better.
Yeah, he deserves better. And honestly, you know what? Come to Arsenal, Mark Gahey, because you know what? We need to replace Jakub Kiwior.
It's hard seeing him there. It's hard seeing Trevor Chalobah there. Yeah, tough. Oh well.
Yeah, what y'all did to Trevor Chalobah was disgraceful.
Well, you know what? And we'll go to Chelsea. We'll go to the Chelsea match now. Maresca knows who he wants. He's playing them, so good for him.
Yes,
if you can get these guys to get minutes elsewhere, it's like, how are you guys enjoying Raheem Sterling? I think you made a mistake with that. I know.
I don't think we. I honestly.
He is. Yeah. Did he touch the? Did he touch the turf?
No. Yeah, he didn't touch the turf last night. No.
No, there was a reason.
No.
Anyways, Chelsea at home, big win.
Well, thank God you guys are paying his salary, not us. So
well, most of it, yeah. You guys,
I'm happy.
You guys are like the ones putting in the here you go. Like in that here you go is like $1 million or something, or £1 million.
Like, here's $1
or 100,000 pounds, whatever it is.
Yeah, here's $1.
Ridiculous. Yeah. Sport. Here you go, sport. All right. Yeah. Chelsea wins 2-1. Cole Palmer, is that the pass of the season so far? Probably. Fantastic pass.
I don't even think he meant to do that. I think he just kicked it away.
100% he meant to do it. And supposedly he was talking with Neto beforehand on this exact kind of play. Just the way he threads it in between 3 people, maybe that's a little bit of luck. And Neto just at full speed there to get onto it in stride is amazing. And then for him to jump over, Fabian Schär, to get the ball over to Nicholas Jackson. And Nicholas Jackson, 100% last year, misses that kick.
That is
100%. He misses that.
I agree. He has completely changed.
Yeah. He's calmer. He's just calmer over the ball. He's not a calm guy. He still wants to fight people all the time for some reason. But when he's over the ball, he's calmer. And I'll take that right now. I think this is his 6 goals and 2 assists, I think.
Yes.
Nicholas Jackson so far, fantastic. And of course, Chelsea can't hold it because this back line is awful. And it's Alexander Isak coming back, scoring a goal. And I have still not seen a replay that tells me he isn't offside when he scores it. But they count it. Of course, Simon Hooper in his,
all his glory.
In his glory, handing, pointing to the spot. It's like, fine, whatever.
Man. Going back.
6 fouls again to Chelsea this week. It's ridiculous. This is just ridiculous now. Anyways, second half. And of course, it's going to be Cole Palmer getting the winner. And what are they doing giving him that much space?
I don't
He
understand.
basically
man.
runs in from midfield into the box. No one's around him.
They're so stupid, bro. they're just dumb. Like you clearly see who's the best player. It's him.
Mhm.
No, because it was a little no. That was the first goal that was disallowed on offsides. It was
Yeah.
Nicholas Jackson with the through ball.
That was close
Yeah,
too.
okay, I hate Chelsea. That's just a fact. I despise them.
Sure.
But he is the best currently right now, the best English 10 in the world.
Sure.
10. He's a 10. He's a
Yeah.
10. Everyone knows he's a 10.
Yep.
My mama knows he's a 10. Your mama knows he's a 10.
He's playing
Everyone knows
in
he's a 10.
position. He's not like Poch doing and moving him around and stuff like that. He's playing in position.
By the way, Alexander Isak is offsides by a country mile, by the way. I just want to point that out. He's offsides by a goddamn.
Yeah.
And so they're using, I believe they're using, who's the right back? Not Malo Gusto's on the other side. Who's on the other side?
No, in this match they had Reece James come back, but they played him out of position. They played him on the left.
Okay. They're saying Malo Gusto. Yeah, they're saying Malo Gusto's toe. Malo Gusto's toe kept him on side.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah,
ridiculous. No. Yeah, it wasn't. Anyways,
Yeah.
They never showed the line. They showed them kind of lining stuff up, but they never showed the actual line.
You guys got robbed on that goal. But then you guys, in the second half, Rob.
Yeah.
You got some good karma because what the hell was Alexander Isak doing? What was he doing, dude? That's an equalizer right there.
Oh, you mean
just like,
when he had the entire net to himself and he kept holding onto the ball?
Yes. It's like pass the ball, dude.
There's nobody there. That's the one thing you could say. That's the only half decent defensive play that Chelsea made. They played good. They kept everything in front of them. They were fine. Except for that one play. But there was nobody to pass to. The guys were back, so that's fine. But you had to you got past Sanchez. You have to score there. You have to score. Especially Isak.
It feels like he forgot who he was. He was like
he's been off for a while. Maybe he just doesn't have the rhythm back yet. He was off. He was injured. He had that broken toe or whatever. So.
Yeah. Like honestly, I don't know. Like
now.
Yeah, like I don't know.
I had another clear and obvious question for you because I don't know if you've seen this, but Christopher and Cuckoo. Is this an extra time? I think it is. Christopher and Cuckoo beats Sean Longstaff. Sean Longstaff reaches out, grabs his shoulder, and Cuckoo stops so that Longstaff will go by him. And
it's a penalty.
Longstaff holds on to his shoulder, when Cuckoo falls down. I think he does fall down soft, but it doesn't matter because the ball, like he points to the spot. Where's the clear and obvious error that says, Simon Hooper, check that again? Where's the error? He's looking at it the whole way. He watched the hand go. Like their feet doesn't have to get tangled up. He was grabbed, like Longstaff goes by him and he grabs him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a foul. Yeah. No, it's a foul. It was a complete foul because you impede the player in the box. It's a foul. We were told, Rob, growing up, we were told, even now, we were told fouls in the box are penalties.
Yeah.
No matter the foul, you foul someone in the box, it's a penalty.
Yeah.
Was Nkuku a little bit soft? Yes, that's Jurgen Klinsmann's fault. But he was fouled.
Yep.
Dan Burn fouled him. And here's the thing too about I believe it was the goal against with was it the first goal or was it with the Cole Palmer second goal where Dan Burn is level with the dribbler and then he just loses his player and the guy's like 2 yards ahead of him.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, this back line was their saving grace last year. They're older. They're coming off of injury. 2 of them suffered ACL injuries. Yeah, that is a year-and-a-half injury to get full fitness. Yep. This back line's a mess. It's a mess. Kieran Trippier didn't play in this game, I think. Nope. And apparently they did keep Livramento. I thought they sold him, but they kept him. And
Another former Chelsea guy. Lewis Hall
yeah,
played in this game and got an assist on Isaac's non-goal goal.
yeah, man. So it's they're bad.
Yeah.
Newcastle's bad.
Yeah, this isn't even that they're bad. Just who are they and what are they? It's
Mhm.
they are confounding. I like that word. They're a confounding squad to watch.
Mhm.
Now, moving on. Good 3 points for us. I'm glad. Wear the shirt because we got the points. It was a blue day. We move to the highlight of the week, the heavyweight matchup, supposedly. Arsenal.
Supposedly,
Liverpool.
watch your mouth, Rob. All right.
Saliba can't play. He was banned for that last man. Ridiculous, let's say. Last man foul. Last week. And you got Jerry Timber playing left back for you. Yeah, left back for you guys. You guys have Ben White in on Saliba's spot.
Back to his original position.
Yeah. Bukayo Saka
He's back.
had a good game. Fantastic first goal, roofing it from in close. I think that's maybe what the lot wanted to do, except he had a defender on him and a goalkeeper in front of him when he did it, and he actually got it in the net.
And the lot is a right back, not Bukayo Saka. Like also that too.
That's true too. Anyways, it's Virgil van Dijk who's gonna tie it up. What was it? 9 minutes later, I think.
Yeah. What horrible defense.
No, it wasn't great.
It was horrible.
It was a Trent Alexander-Arnold corner, so maybe Arsenal getting a taste of their own medicine here. And then that one header by Diaz was good.
No, but that's right. That's where the problem is. Diaz is in the mush. Was allowed to walk in front of Kai Havertz and just jump in front of Kai Havertz, and Kai didn't do anything. That's my one issue with Kai Havertz. Kai
Havertz also has about a foot on this.
That's what I'm saying as well. He needs to add some physicality to his game.
He might be a timid deer.
Yeah, you know what? That's true. That's true. Because he's a bit I wouldn't say soft, but I need more gruff. Yeah, he gets into it sometimes.
He's a delicate flower.
In the box, he needs to be aggressive. He needs to command space. He's
a big guy. Like,
he's 6'5".
Yeah.
You're 6'5", and you let Lucho Diaz jump in front of you.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not good. That shouldn't have been a goal. It shouldn't have been a goal. Like, I'm sorry. I know people talk about how Trent's amazing on set pieces and his passing and his crosses. This was just pure bad defending from Arsenal.
Yeah. They didn't do well. They didn't do well. So let's skip ahead to the 31st minute. Speaking of not doing well, I have this old friend who I hate more than anything in the world, Anthony Taylor. You guys got to see what he's about up close and personal. When Martinelli has the ball, goes in the box, comes down with it. Here comes, who was it that came into you? Or it came into him? Konate. Konate comes into him, clatters into him.
Yeah.
Martinelli's feet go straight up. Back hits the turf. He had the ball. There's no call. There's no call there.
Apparently,
Taylor looks at him, tells him to get it.
Yeah, put a pin on that comment, Rob. Speaking of contact, we'll talk about contact in a minute.
Sure. The fun thing is, Michael Salisbury, again, a prominently known piece of garbage, decided that wasn't worth a penalty. So they have these two referees looking out for each other. Ridiculous. And I know how you feel about Chelsea. I can guarantee you I feel at least that way about Arsenal. Maybe even more so towards Liverpool, who I cannot stand. Say that there was no penalty there was absolute rubbish. It was garbage, trash. The level of arrogance of these referees is baffling to me. It was cowardly for them not to call it, especially on Salisbury. What are you doing? You have one friggin' job to say you made a mistake. Look at it. You don't even have you. I think you made. All you have to say is, I think you made a mistake. Look at it again. Make sure. Why aren't they making sure of this?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
My biggest
And
issue
again,
also
Cuckoo,
too.
they can grab him down and stuff like that. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
not ridiculous.
Graham Lasso on the replay says, "Oh, I see Konate hit the ball." I'm like, where? Where does he hit the ball?
Yeah.
I don't understand this. Konate, and that's the thing, that's really going on, right? Konate had to overextend himself on that side because Martinelli owns Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, when he's against a winger who's just as fast as him, can't defend at all. He's not very good. So Konate has to overextend. That's my biggest issue with, if we had a proper 9, Konate wouldn't be allowed to overextend, because if he did, the 9 just comes up the crease of the space Konate should be in there. Because Konate had to stay on that side to help Trent, because he's like, God, you suck. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he has to overextend on that side. And if we had a proper 9, no offense to Kai Havertz, he's a 9, but not
he gets to it. That weird kind of side kick or whatever attempt and stuff like that, and didn't try to control the ball first.
Exactly.
But,
like imagine if that was like Victor Osimhen, and he sees one of the center backs overextend on one of the fullback sides. Find the crease. You find the crease. You find the cross, and then same thing on the other side, where every time Bukayo Saka got the ball, it was 3 defenders right away. He gets marked by 3 people, and people be like, "Oh, why doesn't Bukayo have more goals and more assists?" Because that happens. Because everyone knows, literally shift their defense to him. That's what Bayern Munich did last year when they started 2 fullbacks on his side. It was Rafael Guerrero, and I think it was either Davies, or I don't know who the other person was.
Somebody. Yeah, I would imagine it'd be Davies, because it would be coming up the left, right?
Yeah. So it was Davies and Guerrero, Rob. So imagine you sacrificed the wing position because you started a fullback, and you tell that fullback, I don't care about you going forward. I just want you to stay with that guy. So he was doubled the entire game against Bayern Munich, and that's what Liverpool did. You know, Liverpool has a soft place in my heart because of what they did to Tottenham in 2019. Thank you so much. But I still don't like them.
The hate is
I don't
real.
like them.
It's real.
Like my hatred for them softened after that year, after finding out. But I still hate them, so it's fine. But then, we were the better team, and that's saying a lot, because we have injuries by the bucket loads.
Yeah. Well, let's get into that. Let's get into that, because you guys go ahead.
Yes.
And from a set piece, you guys, I can't ever remember the name of the announcer guy, but he, that Northern Irish announcer or whatever, talks about how you guys are the set piece specialists and blah 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 blah. So, Mikel Merino,
Ali Lacoste,
maybe it is. I can
Graham Sunez.
I'm the worst at this. I have no idea who they are. I can't picture their faces at all.
Graham is Scottish and Ali's Scottish.
Yeah, I don't think
you said Northern Irish, right? Is that what you said?
I think so. Yeah, just by the accent, I would think he's Northern Irish. So, Mikel Merino gets
like Christine Lampard, by the way.
There you go.
Yeah, shout out to Christine Lampard.
Still British. Yes. Mikel Merino gets his first for the Gunners. Took a while, but of course, he got injured or whatever. the first training session he had.
Rob, first day he broke his shoulder.
Well, he's here now. He scores. Good for him. Gunners go up second half. And a little bit more bad news. Gabriel goes down. Looks like a knee injury. He tries to play through a little bit. Has to come off.
I think it's the thigh.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
I just saw him reach for his knee.
Yes. He rubs it. But early on, a couple of minutes before that, one of the Liverpool defenders knees his hamstring.
Right.
Like, I think they come together, and the knee goes into the hamstring, and he grabs his hamstring. You know what I mean? It could be the knee, but I think it's the hamstring, because he was grabbing.
The injury isn't serious. They're saying he might be back for this next game, stuff like that. Yeah. So it would make more sense for something like that than a knee injury for sure.
Yes.
So they have to replace him with Kivior. Yeah, Kivior comes on. and in the 81st minute, it bites them because he runs out of position. He follows the wrong man in the marking.
Yes.
Great pass by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Darwin
Nunez.
Nunez crosses in to go get it. Like a lot of people complaining, Salah's offside, Salah's offside. It's like Salah didn't touch the ball. Like, what are we even talking about here?
Yeah.
Nunez comes back in, gets it. Salah did a great job crossing in behind and just finds an acre of space, like a nice little pocket in front of the net, and there wasn't anything that Raya was going to be able to do about that. And I think they said that's the 8th straight year that Salah scored against Arsenal is some stupid stat that nobody cares about.
He scored 11 against us.
Yeah, ridiculous.
I believe that's his second most goals against a single team, only behind Manchester United.
Sure.
Because I believe he scored 13 or 14 against them.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. The team they hate most in the world. So there you go.
Which is really crazy because they have a literal like city rival across the street from them.
Well, yeah, no. Yeah, is it a rivalry when it's so one-sided after a while? That's why, I don't even bother with Fulham anymore. I think it's adorable.
I didn't even know Chelsea and Fulham were rivals.
Or Tottenham.
Tottenham's not your rival, so I don't even know why you even thought that.
We're a rival with everybody in the city. Everybody. Okay, so you guys have to split a point apiece. You guys are 5 points back, and I hear a lot of dummies going on about
it's over.
It's over. So they've played 9 weeks. City doesn't look particularly strong. They keep getting these teams like Southampton to play and barely showing up against them and stuff like that. Liverpool is going to fall back. They always do. They're the same team that Klopp had, and they always fell back. They're going to fall back. You don't have anything to worry about. 5 points is good. You guys haven't lost to either. You guys are the only one of the big teams that have played each other, like both of them. You guys haven't lost to either of them, and you had to do them both, early
in a sense,
and shorthanded. So you have to do one with 10 guys. Another one with your entire back line being different. So you guys did fine. I don't think you guys are out of it yet. That'll be a couple months down the road.
We're gonna have to win the Anfield matchup.
You guys gonna have to go over there. It's gonna be a huge match.
Yeah, because
in the league.
Because Man City's coming to our house, and they barely beat us at their house. They needed, Michael Oliver to help them out.
Ugh.
So there's that. So I think we beat them at our house. So it's like last year, but we need to beat them. We need to beat Liverpool at Anfield. It's been done.
Yeah. Well, you guys
in 1989 it was done.
City at home too, so you have to do that.
Yeah, we have to beat City at home. But the problem is we can't have another Bournemouth thing. Last year it was last year it was the Fulham. It was the Fulham and Aston Villa matchups that cost us. We can't have that. We can't have, because we should also expect Liverpool to beat City at Anfield, and then we should expect City to beat Liverpool at the Etihad. Right. That's what we should expect, but I don't know if that's possible.
We'll see. Now,
Rob, can we talk about the bullshit that happened?
Please do.
And I believe the 88th minute or something.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me tell you this bullshit, man. The 89th minute, right? So we're in their half.
Yep.
And we're in their half. Curtis Jones heads it away. And then Lucho Diaz is about to get the ball. But Jakub Kiwior then jumps over Lucho Diaz. He sees Lucho Diaz there. He's falling forward, so he kind of leans forward and he heads the ball. He's in the air by himself. So it's not no aerial contact, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Barely any contact with the arm on Lucho Diaz. Ball gets played to Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz turns, chips Kelleher, misses the chip, runs after it just like the Liverpool defender. The Liverpool defender runs into the post himself. He runs into the post himself. They both missed the ball.
Yep.
And then Jesus, still onside, by the way, He's onside because the defender's literally in the goal. Literally. Comes in and scores the goal. But where do you think they called the foul, Rob? Where do you think they called the foul?
On Kivior.
They called it on Kivior. And I'm like, where was the where was the foul? There was no aerial contact. He jumps over Diaz. So Diaz has not even a shot to get the ball because he doesn't even jump.
Yeah.
He doesn't even jump, Rob. He just stands there. He just stands in the way of Kivior because he sees Kivior running for the ball. So he just stands there. And Kivior then has to jump up and he sees Diaz there. So he kind of leans forward to protect himself with his hand. He slightly touches Diaz in the shoulder and he hits the ball away. Usually that's not a foul. So you let Kanate get away with homicide in the box, but what Kivior did was too much.
If I could give Anthony Taylor's address out, if I had it, I'd do it. Yeah, he's a terrible referee, terrible human being. Terrible. He's terrible. They're all terrible.
Like, I'm sorry, man. Like, you can't keep telling me, hey, man, we're not picking on you. We're not singling you out. When you have bullshit like this every week on my team. Other teams, they get screwed once in a while. That happens. But with Arsenal, it feels like every week there's something that screws them over.
I think there's an edit of what Anthony Taylor's done to Chelsea. It's pretty fun to watch if you're not a Chelsea fan. Yeah, no, that's horseshit. Yeah,
we should have won the game, Rob, 3-2. That should have been it. We should have won in the 89th minute.
Should have had that penalty before, and maybe none of this would have mattered anyways.
That too.
Yeah, that was a legit penalty that was taken away from you guys.
The reason Adelia's not on the show is that she couldn't bring herself to watch that match because it made her blood boil. She's in a dark room contemplating Anthony Taylor's demise.
Oh, lucky.
I know.
I have to do that in the light. It sucks.
Yes.
Now, okay, we're finished for the week. The first time all season that I've won our predictor league. There you go. I got a 5. I think I got 5. You got 4. Poor Trevor. They pulled up the rear in third with 3. You only got 4 as well. So here we go. We're gonna pick again because this is a big week. Some big matches. It starts with your little club going up to St. James Park.
Yeah, baby.
Who do you got?
I got us.
Yeah, you got Arsenal for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Arsenal as well. Newcastle.
This is bad, man.
Well, you just don't know which team you're going to get, so it's just an easy pick to say, oh, I'll take the one that's more consistent. Bournemouth and City might be interesting.
I really want Bournemouth to win so bad.
Well, yeah. Are you going to go with them? Let's see.
No, man. Come on.
You know what I'm going to do? You're going to go for City? I'm going to say this is going to be a draw.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I think they can
City hasn't looked good, man. City hasn't looked as good as I thought they were.
No. Here's an interesting matchup to the promoted teams, Ipswich and Leicester.
I'm going to go Ipswich.
Gonna go with Ipswich for their first win of the year. I like Leicester in this match. I think they've been playing well. I'm gonna say Leicester.
I may change it in our Pick'ems league.
Yeah, sure. But as long as everybody can see that's what you picked. It's not what counts. Is what
because I remember I chose a draw between Chelsea and Newcastle. Then we came on the show and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna switch it to Chelsea. And then guess what? Chelsea won.
There you go. You made maybe the best decision of your entire life.
Exactly.
Liverpool, maybe a tricky one with Brighton, but
maybe
it's at Anfield.
Well, Nottingham Forest beat them at Anfield.
Yep.
Because people, I remember seeing a video where people were talking about atmospheres at clubs or stadiums, and someone brought up Anfield, and then someone said, "Nah, that field is overrated because it only gets up for the big matches."
Maybe
Arsenal, City, Everton, in
Chelsea for sure because
Chelsea, yeah. So it's not going up for
the crowd. The crowd wins them calls for sure.
Yeah, like the crowd isn't gonna be cheering when they're against Wolves or
No.
Brighton. You know what I mean? Like that.
They-
That's someone pointed that out because, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty. And then guess what happened? A week later, they lose to Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
Post international break against Nottingham Forest, the crowd wasn't into it. They lose 1-0.
Yep.
So Brighton may beat them.
Who you got?
You know what? Fuck it, we ball. Let's go Brighton.
Boy, I like your guts. I don't have it. I'm gonna say Liverpool. Forest against West Ham. Forest, you know,
Go Forest.
Yeah, they do two things. They
Go
win
Forest.
at home and score on a counterattack. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
Forest as well because West Ham. That's why. Lopetegui, what an awful hire this one. Gee whiz. All right, Southampton. Ooh, this is a game that Southampton has to get a result in of some point. Southampton and Everton.
We'll draw.
Good draw. I'm going to pick Everton because Southampton cannot be trusted even against something like Everton. But watch them put up 3 or something. They played well defensively against City, so you might be right. I think you might be. Wolves at home. Oh, do they need this one bad too? Wolves and Palace at the Molineux.
Wolves and Palace at the Molineux.
Yeah, Palace scored a goal last week, almost tripling their goals for the season. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but
They can't score. They can't score.
the and the Wolves didn't.
Wolves with that frantic comeback to get a draw against Leicester in the last 10 minutes of the game.
You know, I'm gonna go Wolves.
I like it. I'm gonna go Wolves too. I think they can beat Palace.
Yeah.
Ollie Glasner might be out of a job if he loses, but we'll see. To the Sunday matches. Spurs gets Villa at the outhouse in North London.
I'm going Villa.
Villa's gonna win.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Also, too, people forget Spurs don't have Son.
Yep.
So they don't have Son. They're
And has there been a more disappointing signing in the entire league than Dom Solanke at Spurs?
absolutely. He's
terrible.
been horrible. He's just been
Terrible.
It's been a complete and utter disappointment.
Yeah, but all of a sudden he gets called up to the English squad. Ridiculous. Whatever. Then we mentioned before United, Chelsea, maybe a new manager bump for United.
Maybe.
Chelsea historically not great at Old Trafford.
I'm going Chelsea. You know why?
I'm going Chelsea too, because
You know why? Because your star player doesn't care about that. He has nothing between his ears besides soccer.
That's
Okay?
it.
That's
Focus.
it.
Yes,
He
focus.
doesn't care about nothing else besides soccer. Look at his face. That's a man who doesn't think about nothing but soccer.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. He's thinking about soccer. He's thinking about eating soccer. Well, yeah, it's just soccer. Last game of the week.
And his Caribbean roots.
There you go. Fulham and Brentford, the derby no one gives two craps about.
You know what? They should have this London derby needs to be called something.
Yeah.
The Forgottens. I'm gonna go Brentford, by the way.
Yeah, Brentford. I'm gonna go. Do I want to go for? I'm gonna go for a draw. Maybe Fulham can pull out a point at home. Brentford, you gave up 3 against Ipswich, so who knows with you guys anymore? Who knows? You know what I do know.
But they do bring the Mbumo.
That's Here come the Mbumo. Well, I do know that I'm very thankful that you joined me today on Starting 11 Fares. Please tell everyone where they can find you around the good ship. Let's Get Ready Network.
Every Friday, 3:00 Pacific, Good Friends, Better Rivals, where we talk American football. Me and Caleb, we talk the NFC East, Giants, Cowboys. And then on our entertainment channel, Thursday, 3:00 Pacific, me and Rob are back at it again. We talking Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Rewatchers Council, you name it.
That's right.
And we may be coming out with other versions of the Rewatchers Council, so keep your eyes out on that.
Yep. We got a little a little tricky with the new credits there. That was an interesting end to last week's episode, but
Yeah.
we're gonna get it together. We're gonna get it together for this week. Well, I think it just took us both by surprise. Took us both by
So shout out to our editor Danny. Shout out to him for the hard work he does. So shout out to him. Also, as well as on that Thursday, a little bit later on the day, because I'm doing the show at 3:00. Fantasy Football Roundup will be at 5, and it'll be it's our daily recap show of our fantasy football league, which is on our coffee page, by the way, ko-fi.com/LGR_network. So make sure to join that if you're a current Patreon member. We are shutting down our Patreon by November 22nd. So make sure to switch over to our coffee page by November 22nd, because Patreon will not be having us.
There you go. Starting 11.
It's more user friendly and more creator friendly, by the way.
Yes. Starting 11. Tuesdays live. 7:00 Central Standard Time, the only real time zone that matters. And LGRN after Snark weekends. Not every weekend. We show up. We'll let you guys know when we're happening. I don't think there's one going to be this weekend, but this last one we talked about. I think actually there is one. I think we will be talking about Agatha All Along's finale. I think we talked predictions last week. So usually we just talk about a whole bunch of other stuff and just throw that kind of thing in at the end. But I think we talked a lot about Marvel this last week. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. Let's go Chelsea. God, I hate United. I hate them so much. And
I agree with you, Rob.
I hope I won't be crying when we see you again next week. And until then, bye-bye.